Let's see what we got.
Fellas and ladies. Yeah, I'm Team Trump, guys. Come on, I love the guy. I had to respond to that because it's funny. This is what is in the comment sections on TikTok influencing all these people, right? Where it looks like there's this like huge blue wave, but the electoral maps don't reflect that. Trump is, I'm not saying get complacent, but Trump is still very much so in the lead. But my point is, 14-year-olds, 14-year-olds are taking talking points. You can't even tell the difference between a liberal that's 40 and 14. That's how crazy it was. They used the same shit, and that was my thing from it. So with that little boy, right? He's like a case study on what we see on TikTok these days. But that's the shit they're pumping in the head. Hey, where do you think that kid? Where do you think that kid learned that shit from, though? That's his teacher, right? And that's what they're trying to take away is the optional school where you have to learn that kind of shit. Yeah, the machine, right? So they think they're like anti-establishment, but you got ESPN, you got CNN, you got NFL, NBA, all these things, Facebook, Instagram. They think they're fighting the machine. They are the damn machine. They don't even realize that. That's the funniest part about it. As a libertarian, I'm not a libertarian, but for my libertarian over there, you gotta say at this point they've gone so far left, it's almost impossible. Anybody in the middle is looking like they're far right at this point. It's gotten out of hand. Like it really has. It's absurd. Okay. I would say so too because it's catered towards you got with libertarian. I used to identify as one, right? Because it's tough to get people on board though. There's no uniformity. That's why I left the thing. So let me hear your views though. I want to hear what you think libertarianism is, and then we'll see. Here, here's the deal though. Is that you talking the thing about it, right? The roads, for instance. That's with the government. We pay taxes to be able to go on the roads. When they're broken, we fix it. That's the issue with things. It's like we have a lot of publicly funded things that we take for granted. Look at garbage removal, those types of things. Electric power, Wi-Fi towers. We can't say that we can take government out of absolutely everything. It's impossible. Hey, hey, you know what? You bring up a very interesting point because these phones are like digital cocaine these days, right? There's actually studies out there, empirical evidence we have over 15 years showing that it's actually causing brain damage to our kids, and we see it. It's like their attention span is like a gnat, right? I agree with you, but that grounded in reality though? Is it in reality though? Can we take away Wi-Fi? Do you think that the economy would collapse? Everything is based on Wi-Fi. Everything, your POS system, every even our power grid to some degree has some sort of Bluetooth. It's not feasible. The time to speak against Wi-Fi and all that, and the necessity of it was then. We're way past that point. It is. We're absolutely dependent on it, like a heroin addict needs heroin. We are dependent. Let me ask you this for a second, right? I never see this being talked about, and it's probably because it's censored everywhere else. They're talking about like a secession or a civil war. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, if there was split down the middle, right? They want to defund the police. They don't want farmers. They don't want blue collar workers because they're too dumb, apparently, right? Who the hell would be left over on that side? You're gonna have sex festivals every single day, and who the fuck is gonna work? Like, what's gonna happen? We don't really need them like they need us. That's what I don't think they understand with this whole thing. Ex-military, police. Tell me what the liberals are doing. Eh, That's what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. But they have it in their mind that they're little desk jobs that they got over there. Most of them, Democrats take up mostly desk jobs that we could do without. It's all commerce based. But when you look at the Republican side of things or the conservative side, it's all necessities. The plumbing, plumbers, most plumbers, statistically speaking, are conservative. So when they ask for this secession, oh, get these magatards out of here. Who the hell are you going to have to your world would collapse. You'd be like Korea in 5 months, or like you'd be like in Sudan. They would be a mess. They have no infrastructure. They'd have no police. All their veterans. They wouldn't have any. Like all the veterans would be on the conservative side. They have nobody to defend them. It would be an absolute orangutan. I respect that, and I agree with you 100%. I think I even talked about this on a different video, but I was saying that if we're gonna look at anybody, the conservatives, there's now speaking up. It's a little too late though. But while those motherfuckers were marching, they were whining at those school boards, just incessantly crying. We stood back, or the conservatives stood back, and said, you know what? Let them whine. Look at these goofballs. Well, the goofballs ended up whining their way into everything, and that's how they got into power, and nobody stopped them. That's really what happened. Is the docile complacency of the opponents when you can only mock someone for so long before they take action. They were out on those streets protesting. We sat at home. That's really what it's about, and that's how they even got there. There's no reason that these guys that have, you know, don't even know what fucking gender there are should be running. It's crazy. How is the strong in a position where we're getting walked on a leash? Makes no sense, but it happened because they whined. How? Explain to me. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, all the predictions are coming true. The 1 out of 3, right? There's Christians, 2.8 billion or something like that on this planet, right? So now we have about what 9 billion on this planet, 8 billion people, 9 billion people on this planet, just like the Bible predicted for sure. The end times, they said that women would be dressing like men. Yeah, it's all predicted. But now it's like, okay, what what would have Jesus have done? He was brave as hell, standing. He would go to where the cesspool is and speak up. Are we seeing a movement like that? We're getting mocked on TV. That's crazy. Like not there's no pushback. The Trump almost got shot, and nobody does a damn thing. Yeah, $2.5 trillion were repatriated back to this country under him. 2.5 trillion. Those are facts. Just by ending shitty trade deals, foreign trade deals. You know what I mean? That's unbelievable. $7,000 added to every household for the middle class. 17 1.5 million people brought out of poverty. The poverty rate went down from 17.6 and 8 down to 11%. His numbers are fantastic, and people can deny this. They're acting like he's never ran the country. They're like he's going to take away all their rights. What fucking rights? What is he going to take away? That's worth a damn. That doesn't affect only 1.5% of the population. That's what they do. They focus on these like one-off little outlier groups. That like transgenders are 1.5% of this population. Why does anybody give a fuck about this as a topic? Abortions are like around that same rate. Out of all the women in the every year, 1.5 happen, and that's what we focus on. Is tiny percentage, little off. Like, what about our cybersecurity? What about our economy? I don't know. I've heard shit about Kamala's website says nothing about policy. Nothing. What, the meek shall inherit the earth? Is that what you're referring to? That's less than 1% of the cases, though. That's less than 1% of the cases. Yeah, 99% of abortions happen out of inconvenience, though. That's according to the Temple of the Planned Parenthood website. Those are statistics that 99% of abortions are because the mother felt unprepared, which means recreational sex. So incest, medical emergencies, rape, that is like an extreme outlier of what has happened. 97%, you could look this up, by the way, and this is on a liberal scientific research academy. 97% of biologists agree that life begins at conception. The word offspring is Latin, the word fetus is Latin for offspring. That is a fact. People in Egyptian times were hearing heartbeats at 6 weeks old. So it's killing babies. I don't care what they say. They could use all the euphemistic circumlocution that they want. Nothing's going to make that sound good. They're baby killers. It's demonic. That's what it is. You can't kill people. You cannot kill people. Why not? Why not? I want to hear this. Why can't you? Why is it okay to kill somebody just because they're young?